We're live. We're live on YouTube. We're recording. We're good. Okay, yeah, ready up. Scythe, ready up, please, bro. Oh, that's him.
Now we're live. I can't make that joke. That's a shame.
Exactly.
I was
We're live.
man.
Say hello to YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah, we've turned him down from last stream because it was too loud.
Apparently,
And it screwed up our recording.
apparently,
Yeah, this is all alleged.
allegedly,
Alleged.
allegedly.
I'm free from COVID now, which is a positive.
Huzzah!
I'm no longer dying. I'm no longer needing to take copious amounts of medication to stay alive.
I'm. I think when I had COVID, like I just had basically a cold, and I lost my sense of taste, which was far more insufferable than any other thing I was suffering from. Because hey, my mum ordered McDonald's, and as it turns out, the texture of McDonald's fries when they don't have any like
horrible.
flavor,
Oh,
it's awful. It sucks.
what, bro?
I never realized how much the McDonald's fries are sold purely based off of the fact that they are deep fried in
Oh, I
salt.
know.
Rain them out.
Okay, I need to say this. Don't just blame me. Blame Gaggles as well. We're all in this together. It's all of ownership's fault. Scythe is the only one that's happy. None of you can see this on stream, but Scythe is the only person that's happy, and so is Polius. So,
remember to put your wet tires on. Unless you're like.
we're throwing our
Speaking of which-
realistics out the window. We're throwing our realistics out the window, bro.
Yeah, speaking of which, isn't James allowed to actually set a time?
Yes, James no
Yes.
longer has his 3 mandatory qualifying bans after being banned for stuff. Oh no. Telemetry, lap data, minimap. Boom, done. We're not going off of real life anymore, chat. The last 2 races should have had a bit of drizzle in them. Don't forget, Lux is the only man with a quali ban. That rhymes.
Yeah, how many more quali bands does Luxy have? Or
This is his second of 3. They're all 3 for qualifying bans.
gotcha.
I don't know why that's the one we chose, but we chose 3.
Well, three's like so you have like it has a decent impact on you,
Yeah.
but also doesn't ruin your entire season.
Anyway, there's been a slight tinkering to the point system for the sprint. We now go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 instead of just 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ah!
More points.
More points.
Yeah, it also does mean it brings the championship a bit closer up and it makes the sprints actually important for the league. So, that's fun. Anyway, we've got Mr. Quinn here. Mr. James Quinn starting his push lap around the track. In the wet. Not the fastest of times we're going to see. Maybe this would give us a shaken up quali. Who knows? Down into turn 1. Very difficult braking zone. Hardest braking zone we've had of the season. If I'm not mistaken.
Here's Monza. We love Monza here. Monza's great.
Anyway, round turn 3 we go. Ignoring last year's race because we choose to. Very clean through there into the awkward.
What happened in last year's race?
We don't talk about it. Don't worry. Quinn runs slightly wide, keeping it centered.
Yeah, no, I don't remember though.
Good. Keep it that way. Through Lesmo 1 we go. Very changed from what it used to be before.
About Monza.
Oh, he slides the rear through that
We don't talk
through the
about
corner.
Monza.
He slides the rear through the second Lesmo corner. Keep it on the track. Anyway, after
How many issues do you think we're going to have with that very first chicane? He did just set the fastest sector, but that's because he's the first one for it.
Hopefully none. Anyway, going on to statistics, because it's now our statistics talk time.
Hell yeah.
Eclipse has broken the record for the most points gained in the first 3 races. This is the yellow flag out for a slower car letting people through. They've got 114 points in 3 races, making it the best opening season for any team ever in ALR.
Woo!
Over the line we go. So 129 exact. Next across the line is going to be Joe, who goes second fastest.
Misses out on beating James though by
And
just
Scythe has left the session.
And James has gone straight through the cut through the.
And Joe's following him.
Why?
They're all messing up turn 1 now. It's amazing. And I'm pretty sure that's Polius going straight through the middle. Yes, it was. As you see, they show their hatred for the front barriers.
Apparently for Scythe, everyone just left.
Anyway, everyone roughly setting their first laps here. We've got the man of Harris down
still on top.
8.
Polius right behind him by only big slide around for James there as he goes off.
Everyone's having big moments here. Luckily, we're early in the session, so we can reinvite people.
But yeah, no, Polius behind James by just under a tenth of a second.
I know, the whole field is currently closer than I thought it would be under the wet.
I mean, the top 3 are pretty close, and then there's
Gaggles just hasn't had a lap in.
Gaggles has just got his lap in. He's 133.
And it's Harris, the man we're watching. It's Harris's first race lap.
He's about 4 seconds slower than James.
But he's allowed to be. It's his first time playing the game.
Is it? Yeah. Is this the first time?
Yes.
I thought Gaggles raced in the last one.
Not Gaggles. I said Harris.
Oh, Harris. No, I was talking about Gaggles. No, Gaggles has just set another lap.
Yeah, he's now
and improved it by about 2 seconds. Gaggles improved by about 2 seconds.
The man who we dub the quali merchant, Dotty. Let's be real, he's done some stellar qualifying laps, like Jeddah. That was brilliant.
Oh yeah, no, stellar qualifying laps. Less than amazing race results, but stellar qualifying.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got the second Gaggles car here on the Inters, of course. Who wouldn't be on the Inters? Could try risk.
I forget that Gaggles is both the name of the driver and the team, which makes it a bit of a nightmare to talk about. Why is it red flagged?
It shouldn't be. It's not for me. I don't know.
Welcome to EA.
Yeah, it's just you, bro.
It's apparently only red flagged for Polius.
Never seen that glitch before. I believe
Is Park Ferme off? Gaggles, is Park Ferme off?
We're going to ask him. Scythe is rejoined.
It is, apparently. Park Ferme is off.
As Lewis goes 5th fastest with a 1.
Oh, it's because apparently the red was because Polius had his lap time invalidated.
Oh, okay.
No, it's all Park Ferme is on. Park Ferme is on.
Lovely.
Park Ferme is on, everyone. So I hope whatever setups you had first are good enough.
This will be lingering for a while, I feel.
As Joe sets the fast lap time by half a second.
Out of nowhere. Literally nowhere. Spirit goes 2nd fastest.
Wow.
Literally last ditch attempts laps, I feel. We've got Harris
we'll see if the Eclipse drivers can set faster times.
They might be able to. I think the track surface is starting to be a bit better on the tyres. We've got Harris here, he's trying to become the first American to score points and finish a race in ALR history. So no pressure.
Wow.
He crosses the line, 7th fastest, does improve by the smallest amount.
Norms for nothing. Bloodshed. Servitude.
Look back at the standings. Porsche in the last race overtook Maverick Motorsport and Hewitt Racing Team from their 1 finish from Scythe. So, and at this weekend, it's going to be the chance for Audi to try and get their first points of the season.
As Scythe is currently on the first outlap.
Yeah, Scythe comes out the pit lane on their first outlap, so
Mm.
I was slightly confused there. I dazed myself. The two Porsches back to back. We know they look like V-Carbs. They're the junior team for the Red Bull team, which has not scored a point. So, funny little thing for you.
Well.
Don't use up all your renters in quali. You've got 2 races to go. There's a bit of a hint to the future.
Mm-hmm. Wait, are we doing 2 races in a row?
It's a sprint weekend,
Oh, okay.
which we should have said in the thumbnail or somewhere, but we didn't. So woohoo!
Try sprint.
Whoa, very big moment there from Scythe.
Ooh.
The man.
James slightly slides his tires off the track there.
I think he's gonna slightly mess up this hot lap. Could we see Joe become the first driver to get back-to-back poles this season, or could we see a 4th consecutive new pole sitter? There'd have to be a stellar lap from someone. Anyway, down the straight we go with Scythe here. The man in with a shot.
Spirit setting a time only like just about 1 to 2 tenths off the pole.
Yeah, he's very fast now. Just needs to ring together a race, and then he's good. Anyway, Scythe coming through towards the Curva Grande, turn 5, very fast.
And James Quinn sets the fastest lap by about 1.5 tenths.
Anyway, through the secondary chicane we go, which everyone hates.
So it seems like everyone's just sort of decided to.
Pit.
It's okay. So
let Scythe do his lap.
Yeah. So it seems to me like they're cutting that first corner after they set a good lap time, so they can just get a faster time to get back into the pits.
1 does make sense, but 2 stops them from setting a faster time on their second run, which is a bit stupid because they could do two back-to-back push runs. As Polius goes fastest by a second and 2 tenths. Wow. Apparently Harris's car has flown to space in the pit lane. I don't know what that means. Anyway, Scythe coming around the final corner. It's not going to be pole. It might be a front row. If it's not going to be a front row, it's sit.
I said not everything can be a winner, and you're doing a damn lot of bacon.
So James is...
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, both Astons have cut their lap. I believe...
Had to grab the dinner.
No, I see. Gaggle's saying he's done, he's washed, he's cooked. That is not good. We're going to watch Spirit in the Audi and his first push lap here around the Circuit de Monza. I don't know what the full name is, but apparently the two Astons are getting annoyed with each other. Dottie goes second fastest, splitting the Astons.
I think this is the first time when the Astons have held the top 2 positions where they've been split quite like that.
Yeah, perfectly in the middle. Spirit slightly losing the rear through the final corner. Anyway, to the line we go. Gear 8, maximum gear, no DRS because of how wet the track is. Down into turn 1 we go. Very heavy braking zone. All the G goes to the front of the car. The weight flies ahead. Into 2, a very awkward chicane, then in towards the Curva Grande. A very fast, flat out corner, which used to be taken without that first chicane, which made it even even worse. The two Gaggles cars had a griefing together at the second Lesmo. Speaking of the Lesmos, he's coming through now. Through the first we go with Spirit, down towards the second, using all the track there. Luckily we're not on strict CC, so the lap will count. This is all the track again there. Down the run we go, underneath the banking towards the Ascari chicane. A very fast but very awkward chicane. Through we go. He keeps it very central with the track. Over the exit we go, very clean. Man with a very nice logo on his helmet, continues on.
Why is Scythe on softs?
I don't know. He's trying something. Anyway, through the final corner we go. The Parabolica, the most famous, one of the most famous corners on this track. It's a very famous track. Everyone loves all the corners. To the line we go. What's it going to be? It's pole position for Spirit. He temporarily holds the fastest lap time. He has another chance to go again. Here we see the man in 6th in the pit lane with softs.
I think this is the most contested we've ever seen pole position.
Yeah.
Oh. Obviously, it'll all come down to the sprint, but...
Yeah. 25% sprint, 35% main race. We're using the 2021 style of things. So the grid is made by the finishing results of the previous race. Budget cuts. Anyway, we see the Gaggles car of Lewis here on a low fuel push lap. Will he be able to try and nab a front row here today? Joe goes 3rd fastest. He's going to have another attempt. Yellow's in the first chicane. One of the Aston Martins is at a moment. They're back going. Across the line, Lewis goes. Where does he go? 6th fastest, just ahead of the other Porsche. We see Gaggles moving up to 6th as well. As Dottie takes the fastest lap of qualifying.
The qualifying merchant strikes again.
The first 26-1. Could that be beat? I think it can. Everyone's
I think it could, but it'll take a damn near perfect lap.
And I mean, we've got a few people here who could give us a perfect lap. Polius, one of them. Quinn, another one of them. Quinn, I think, is on a lap now.
James possibly could if he has a perfect lap.
He's already 2/10 up this lap so far. It's all to play for in this final part of the track. Track Evo is amazing, says some of the drivers. We could see them risk a set of softs for the very final run here. So we could see a driver come out on the soft. Would be a very big risk, and they need to get around the track super fast. We can see the risk. To the line we go. Quinn doesn't improve his position. He's, I think, done for qualifying because he's not got enough fuel in the tank for a second lap. Polius, however, just starting a push lap. I think he could be the first man to just escape taking the flag. Lewis comes into the pit lane. He's done for qualifying. Count those in the pit lane essentially out of qualifying. There's not enough time to get to the start-finish line. Out the pit lane, the American, in his first race on 24, retires from the session. Unsure as to why. Polius, purple in the first sector. He goes wide through the second chicane. Will he be able, with the track Evo, to improve even more? He's backed out of it. No, he hasn't. It was his teammate. Both Astons trailing each other goes crazy. Thought he backed out of it. He goes wide through the second section. See Scythe disconnecting.
He's out.
Round the outside of his teammate he goes in the damp and dismal day here at Monza. He's lost time on that lap. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's lost quite a bit of time this lap. So he's going to have one, I think, last-ditch attempt at pole on the next lap. His passive use is going crazy. Those in the pit lane are out. Scythe will be re-invited. Now, it's the wrong thing. Don't worry, Scythe. I'm sending you an invite. He pits. Polius comes into the pit lane. Joe around the final corner. Is he going to be able to take the flag? Does he take the flag? He's going to be able to do one final push lap. Gaggles is going to take the flag now. So it's all on Joe. The pressure is on. Is he going to be able to take pole position in this race? Is he going to be able to knock it into the front row? We know the track evolution is going crazy right now. Down towards the second chicane. He's purple in the first sector by 3/10. It could be on. It could be a double consecutive pole position from Joe. Through the first Lesmo. He's trying to keep this
Why
as good
does
as he
that-
can. Slight spin on the rear. Joe is going for pole.
He is sending it as far as hard as he can. Will he be able to make it?
He's up 2 more tenths in that sector alone. Is it going to be a possible front row? He's very wide through the exit of Ascari. He could continue on this form around Parabolica to try and
Apparently.
get pole.
Apparently, James is on his
I've
MLS.
seen. He's loaded the wrong setup. Through the Parabolica we go. Joe using everything he can to the line. Takes P2. I think
Not
that
bad.
was.
Not bad at all. I think he could have taken P1 if he hadn't gone wide coming out
If
that
he
corner.
didn't mess up the Ascari chicane, he would have taken the pole position. It was close in the end there. Joe takes second. What a qualifying that was. Dottie chanting he is the quali merchant in that session. There you go. Polly is saying, I hate Saturdays. Well, this is the best way to enter weekends, folks. One of the most thrilling leagues to have. Parc Ferme is on, so we'll just wait.
Certain people are going to be suffering with those setups.
Oh, definitely.
I think even on a subpar setup, I think that subpar setup was probably the reason why James didn't do as well as expected.
We could see anything can happen in this sprint race. Remember, 25% sprint race, 35% main race. Totals to more racing than a normal race weekend anyway. It's something like, what is that? 70% of racing. Anyway, they're on the grid. They're ready and raring to go. Dottie to the outside. James to the inside. They're green flag running. Here at Imola. Monza, sorry. I was reading general there, my mistake. A few places already made. James into provisional lead. Spirit's there as well. Don't count him out. He tries. There's contact. A few people losing parts of their cars.
Definitely. Does not give me high hopes for the race proper.
Oh, it's fine. No one's properly dead yet. We're doing better than last year. Dottie trying to find a way down the inside of Spirit ahead of him. They come together. James Quinn trying to move up here. He gets ahead of Spirit. We see the whole field here, and one of them's wide. That was Quinn running out of road. Lewis just behind him. Gaggles trying to fight with Scythe. The American at the back of the field just trying to keep his nose clean for this race, because he knows no matter what, he will get a point if he finishes this race. And the two Aston Martins get frightfully close with each other. And there's a McLaren wide. Lewis takes out Gaggles. The whole field.
Oh, there's this bumper car, some severe bumper cars right in the back, and
yeah.
I think someone's wing came off.
There's the American without an end plate. Gaggles half his wings off. That, I think there's a puncture there for the V-car Porsche at the end of the field. I don't think there is. His car appears to be okay. But Gaggles...
No one appears to have any severe enough damage to warrant them pitting.
Well, I think
at
Gaggles
least.
may need to pit soon because half his wing's hanging off and it looks quite bad. Anyway, the fight into turn one.
Contact between the two Astons.
Yeah. So these two need to try and keep it as clean as possible if they want to.
To be fair,
go on.
The contact didn't look intentional. It looks like one of them lost the end of their back wing and just sort of swinged into the other.
Yeah, well, it's Monza. Stuff happens. Things happen to those who don't deserve it. Quinn really needs this position to keep this championship fight alive as he runs wide.
Ooh.
Anyway, I'm going to take this moment to just talk about the new point system. We did dabble on it earlier. It's 10 points for the win. So that could either go to Joe, Dottie, anyone in the top 5 here, really. P2 gets 9 points. P6, yeah, so on and so forth. It's just top 10 get points in the order of 10 to 1. You guys are smart enough to work this out by yourselves, and if you're not, go ask one of your friends. Anyway, Joe still leading the way after a very good start to the race. We see possible moves being made throughout the top 2. Dottie to the inside is also close. Dottie manages to get through. So does Polius. He's managed to make his way through on the inside of Spirit. I think Spirit's just had his front wing end plate knocked off. If he hasn't, then he's very, very lucky. We see him down the inside. Here goes Polius, and he forces Joe off. So, not the best of race so far for Joe. He's lost 2 places in 1 lap.
Not a particularly amazing opening 3 laps for Sam.
Yeah, we've seen better, we've seen worse. I think we could see a 6-car battle starting to form here soon. Joe is slightly faster than Polius through the Ascari. Don't know why I tried to say Thermiter there. Not even in the race. Anyway, down we go into the Parabolica. We see side-by-side action from Spirit and Joe. The whole field at the front trying just to keep ahead of the other one. Dottie's cashed out, no DRS. He's through, and he locks up. The Mercedes was through, temporarily locks up, and he's punted by Quinn, and he's fallen down to 6th. He's facing the right way. He's just trying to get his car going, and he almost takes out Scythe. Shambles for the Mercedes Audi team. If only it could be slightly better than previous races so far. Severe snap for Joe there. Well, the whole front end of the field very close. We've got Polius versus Dottie into the Ascari. He's ahead there. They touch wheels. He uses all the track. This has enabled Joe to get in on the battle. Joe, I think, is trying to sneak in on the inside. He's ahead. This is just a sprint race. Imagine what the main race is going to be like.
He's ahead, but I see some dangerous driving in their future.
I see some DRS chicken coming into play very shortly. They're both going to have it here, but will we see a Schumacher-like overtake? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see. Joe goes for the lead into turn 1, has the inside line, just taps one of his acquaintances. Polius now just trying to sneak in on the inside of Joe, which he does.
Polius just managing to get up in the 2nd place, fighting for that first, deciding against it.
And by my calculations, the end of the sprint could see a bit of rain come down, which could spice things up.
I like a bit of spice.
There you go. Well, the Italians sure are cooking up a hell of a race here today. And there's a yellow. It's Lewis and Harris. They've come together in the second chicane.
It appears to have not quite stopped on the track.
Lewis, what was that? Don't drive into someone if you had an incident with him. Gaggle's still nursing that severe damage, and there's a spin, and Joe's taken out of the race.
Joe is out, immediately spun, and just...
I tabbed onto that at the last second as the virtual safety car comes out. I think Joe just got tagged round, and he was sent into the path of the Ferrari, and that's led the Ferrari to retire as well. 2 DNFs in the span of a straightaway. We see most of the top group coming into the pit lane. We believe safety car is being called out.
I would be surprised if this remains just a virtual safety car for two
Yeah,
cars.
safety car's on track.
There we go. Full safety.
We've got an explanation from Joe. He hit the curb on the inside. He started to lose the rear, and then Dottie came on his inside and spun him round. And Lux, who just got caught up in that.
Unfortunate, really.
Really, none of their faults there, but that's racing around
Lewis
Monza.
appears to have left the session.
If someone could please re-invite Lewis under the safety car. They tried side by side to Ascari. That's probably why we had that safety car.
Apparently, Dottie and Joe did as well.
They were the two I think we were referring to in this. But this gives Gaggles the ability to try and fight again. Again, if someone could please re-invite Lewis, we're on the safety car.
That was a nasty nasty thing though, because I saw Joe just spin, turn to the side, and then immediately get slammed into.
Yeah, I just caught onto it on the stream, literally, as he was spun. Both Astons come in for a double stack. This could be costly on Quinn's half. He could possibly lose a position to Dossie. I don't see it happening. But if it's a bodged double stop...
I don't think they will. I think they'll be out of the pit lane. I think they'll be out of the pit by the time that Dottie passes.
We could be. Depends. It was a very clean double stack. It could have been a bad double stack, but it wasn't, so he is out ahead.
Dottie, it looks like Dottie is going to pass him, though.
No, he won't.
No, not quite.
He's ahead on the safety car line.
Oh, apparently Dottie has passed him.
So what Dottie was ahead on the safety car line then. Very unfortunate for him. So Gaggles stays out. Harris and Lewis come into the pit lane.
Still in the chat.
Yeah, Gaggles, please invite your teammate back when you're caught up. Yeah, calm it down. We've got a set. This is just the sprint, bro. You're treating it like the main race. We've still got another race to come. Save your anger for later. Save your anger for later, my men, my fellow drivers. Use this anger for later in the main race, guys. Come on. Don't.
Come on. Calm.
You guys are acting like what's his name? The guy who got banned from all FIA karting. Him.
No, you're not killing anyone if you purposely crash anyone out. You're going to get banned from the next race.
You guys should be focusing on driving rather than arguing with each other. Gaggles, please re-invite Lewis.
Interesting how my screen still says virtual safety.
Yeah, when someone spins, it will go away. It will say yellow flag, and then it will just go away. So
okay. Is Gaggles even in stage? Yeah, Gaggles is in stage.
I've told him, don't worry.
No, I'm just double checking. I will time you both out if you continue to argue.
Gaggles has run off the track.
Lewis has left the league?
No, he hasn't. He's still... no, he has. What?
What? What the hell is happening?
I have no clue.
All right, everyone, just stop arguing.
Yeah.
Stumm.
Safety car's coming in anyway. So the arguing is literally pointless at this time in the race. As Spirit has a huge moment and loses it into the wall, unsure as to why or how. We're just holding the field here. The safety car is now in the pit lane. Lewis's AI gets a penalty, so he will not be counted due to the fact he's had issues. Anyway, we're starting to go. The field is gone. We're green again in the sprint race. 12 to go.
Yeah, Lewis has left the server.
No clue what's happened there. We'll sort that out later. Down towards turn 1 we go. Everyone is through cleanly. I think that's Gaggles getting a move on Harris. Yes, it was. As the drizzle is starting to slowly appear through the Curva Grande. The track is dimming. Dimming, that's not a word, but dimming is the word.
Has he deleted his Discord?
No clue.
I think he might have deleted his Discord. I can't find it in my DMs.
Anyway, we continue on. Dottie versus Quinn is the current fight on track.
Man,
Gaggles has made a huge mistake, or Scythe has made a huge mistake there to give Gaggles a position. We continue on. No major mishaps on that restart unless you're this Gaggles car of Gaggles getting overtaken. Into turn 1 he goes. Scythe gets ahead. And it is raining. The rain is over turn 1. I did say that there is rain starting to come earlier in the session. I don't think people heard my warnings.
No, I don't think they did.
They're playing bumper carts between Gaggles and Scythe. Let's look at the front group. I think, yeah, the top 3 are on hards. Top 4 are on hards. Gaggles on the softs. Harris is on the hards. Everyone but Gaggles is on the hard tires. None of them heard the warning. As Gaggles dives down the inside through the Ascari to get the move on Scythe. And he's tapped round and Gaggles is off. Heavy nose end impact.
Right there at the back.
And we're at another safety car period as the rain is coming down.
Man.
They're all going to come in here if they have some common sense. I think... Oh, there's been a strategy blunder from both Porsches. They're both staying out. I don't know what they thought they were going to do. I thought they were going to double stack and they weren't. And then this is crazy stuff we're seeing here. They've basically just handed a free pit stop to everyone else. So they will now be at the back regardless.
Yeah, no, I can't find...
Yeah, don't worry about it then.
Yeah, no, I think he's just fully deleted his Discord. It's just weird. Bit extreme. Oh yeah, no. If you didn't, yeah, no. You can tell me what happened, Harris. But yeah, no. If you weren't paying attention to Fox, both the Astons pitted at the same time, even though they were double stacked.
They had the best double stack. I've just seen it.
Yeah. Calm, Dottie.
Again, save it for the main race. We've still got that to come. Pretty sure the whole field, bar the 2 Porsches, are now on the Inters.
I can double check that. Yeah, no, everyone's on Inters aside from the 2 Porsches.
So they've just thrown away a possible great finish to this race.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. To be fair, I was planning on looking into that after the sprint, but okay, I guess. I mean, I can't. Yeah.
They both come in as the rain gets harder. They've really screwed themselves over here. It's a slow stop from the first car, and it's probably going to be not as good stop from the second car. Yep, they're last and last now. Really royally messed themselves up.
I don't know if he will, but if Lewis decides to come back, what's the...
He can continue driving. I don't know what happened with him, so...
Yeah. I would say he could continue driving, but we would need to, like, sit down and have a discussion with him about why he did what he did. Of just rage quitting like that. Safety car in this lap.
Woo woo.
Remember, no accelerating, no overtaking until green flag.
I don't know what the American is playing at, but he's hanging quite far back in the safety car queue to probably... Yeah. Anyway, we're getting ready to go green again for hopefully the final time.
Oh man. Sorry, I text the motor that he was missing some good racing. And he just texts me one word back, and I'm like, yeah, I can't argue with that.
Anyway, we're green flag racing again now.
Green flag! Overtakes can resume. Please do not crash into each other at the first corner.
No moves made as of yet, but the field is getting away cleanly, relatively speaking.
Is there any way to kick Lewis's AI?
No.
Shame.
Unfortunately. Anyway, down to turn 4-5 we go. Hurriedly through still. Spray still being kicked up by the field. Why won't it won't stop? We're gonna have this the whole time. There's a slight mistake from P1. The 2 Aston cars are side by side. We could see something come from this shortly. One of them just chose to back out there to avoid any major issues or crashes per se. Side by side yet again in towards Parabolica.
Poor AI Lewis.
Yeah.
All the way back there.
continuing on we go through the Parabolica. No moves being made. No move being threatened as of yet. Except this one here for the
Ooh,
lead.
looks like the Astons are vying for the top spot.
Oh, yep, they are trying to get ahead, but
I would argue that defense would be a greater bonus for them right now, rather than focusing on fighting each other. Gaggles overtakes Scythe.
Scythe just trying to keep his head. Both Porsches just trying to keep their heads in the race. And the top two are fighting still. There's a dive bomb from Quinn on the inside. Just has to back out.
Oh!
They're still fighting, and he's through. It's a repeat of Lando Norris at real life in Monza. Just
What
to
a
get through.
clean. I do admire the fact that they are doing their best to keep it clean.
Whilst keeping those behind as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's some excellent racing, especially in the rain.
Oh yes, definitely.
Dottie in third, about only half a second behind the two Astons though.
He's praying these two have some sort of moment so he can get through on them. I don't think anything will come of it as of yet. They're both taking each side of the track as wide as they can. He gets through. Scythe gets ahead of Gaggles. This could be some fun into turn one. They stay line astern.
Exceptionally clean. I feel like they've, after the two safety cars, they've learned their lesson. Yes. Probably also helps that, shall we say, a couple of the more aggressive drivers are indisposed.
For a while. Gaggles gets back out of Scythe. We see a possible move in the midfield, and there's a spin from Scythe. He falls to the back of the field. His teammates up into P6. 4 points for him coming his way.
We entered sort of like last 4 or 5 laps of the race for the sprint.
Oh yeah, with quite a few more coming after that. And the top two are fighting again. The Aston Martins trying to make the moves on each other.
I will say I've not imposed team orders on them. They are free to race each other. The only advice I've given them is to not be silly about it. You know?
I can tell. And Scythe is retired.
Scythe is retired. I don't know if that's because has he crashed out?
Yeah, I think he's crashed out because his car is stopped at the Ascari. Not sure what's happened there. I'm sure he'll give us an update shortly. Don't leave, we've still got the main race to come. On board with the Aston of Polius, trying to get as close as he can to his teammate. This fight has been lasting a while. We've got a whole field of cars behind him.
Yeah.
If these two make a mistake, it could fare hell for the rest of them.
Indeed.
They continue on. The closest fight right now is this one. Which is quite nice. Oh! Dottie had a huge moment there. Almost rammed Spirit off the track. Just saw it in the corner of my eye.
Almost.
He's back.
Apparently, Scythe span into the wall further down the track at the final corner, locked up and couldn't stop or turn.
And he went into the wall. I see. Did a Charles Leclerc at Imola.
Yeah. Yes.
I keep saying Imola. I don't know why. It's Monza. These two are still fighting each other. The fight for P3 is more fierce.
A single okay from Joe.
Into the second chicane we go.
I don't think it's impossible to drive in the rain. I just think that you have to drive differently.
You need to drive safely.
You're still driving like it's dry, which is half the issue.
Whoa, huge moment there from Spirit. It's now going to be a drag race in towards Ascari. And I think Dottie's going to be the victor of this one. Around the outside goes Spirit. This fight continues on. The fight for third, and the fight for first is even greater. But the fight for second is such a fierce one. They continue on.
Everyone's trying to claw every position they can.
Yes, they are, and yes, they are. That's all I need to really say about this. Dottie is trying to run a move.
Fighting like hell.
Yeah, they're all trying to run a move around each other here. If they do so, it could fare brilliantly as Dottie dives down the inside of Spirit. There's almost contact. I think there was just a bang on an end plate there from on Dottie's car. No damage done to either, so they'll continue on to try and hopefully continue this amazing battle on the second last lap of the sprint.
They're trying their best.
Oh, they really are. Through Ascari we go. Love this tilted camera. I feel the two Astons are going to run a formation here as they cross the start finish lines. There's someone off in the background. Yes, there was. It's Gaggles.
You sound tired.
Rubbing the wall. I woke up early, that's all. I'm not tired, I assure you. There was Gaggles running wide into the wall. Just caught it with a second there.
I mean, if you woke up early, wouldn't that make you tired?
Nah, I'm him. We see it here. The top two are still fighting. They could do a formation over the line where they keep this position and then trade it later. One isn't tied on wins. They're not tied on wins yet. One is more wins. James is going to try around the outside of his teammate on the Lesmos. Just backs out of it. He could give a trade to his teammates. Polius could give a trade to his teammate here for good fortune in the future. The fight further back is still an astounding one.
Yes.
The two Astons push each other through the track, and James goes wide.
They are fighting for their lives.
Speaking of fighting for their lives, there's an even bigger fight further back, and I think just out of reach now. To the line we go. Is it going to be James? Is it going to be Polius? They almost touch. I think it is going to be Polius by the smallest of margins here. Polius takes the win. Third is going to be Spirit. Fourth, Dottie. Gaggles to around the line in P5. And the man to break the record books. The man to make the records, make a very good record for his country. The first American driver to finish and score points in a race is Harris to the line in sixth.
Excellent, excellent first go around.
Oh yeah. And that was just the sprint. How thrilling was that?
It was brilliant.
We see another Aston 1-2. Almost a 1-2 in every single race. They've won every race this season. They won the first sprint. Can they continue this on in the main race?
Hell of a streak, if they can.
Yeah. Scythe is counted as finishing, I believe, because he was able to make it far enough into the race. Oh, I'm not sure. Now we wait for the main race and etc. So we're just going to wait for the lobby to do its things. I'd like also Giggles to check moderation chats.
Yes.
Giggles moderation chat. And then we can get underway with the main race. Again, Giggles mod chat, there's one thing I just want to make sure we agreed on earlier. Yeah, there's something we've not told anyone about till this moment in time. We're doing another minor change to the sprint. We talked about this when we were talking about the new points change that we spoke about, where the top 5 is reversed. We spoke about this when we changed the points. This is something we agreed on about an hour ago now. So the top 5 is reversed. So the new grid is Gaggles, then Dotty, then Spirit, then James, then Polius, and then it's Harris, Scythe, what's his name? Luxie, and then Joe, in that order. Yep, top 5's reversed for the main race. Top 5 reversed for the main race. We did talk about this an hour ago. Don't get mad now. We kept it secret so you wouldn't get mad. You guys will win it back in the race anyway. Gaggles is just making the grid, which is why this is taking a hot moment. Yes, Spirit, you stay 3rd. There's the grid order. You guys can ready up. Gaggles is giving the all clear. Ready up. There's the grid order. It's 35% laps. Wait, Gaggles, unready. Everyone unready. Everyone unready. Gaggles didn't do laps. What are you thinking, Gaggles? It's 35%, not 25%. Gaggles.
And here I thought we were going to have a shorter race.
No, we talked about this earlier. It's 25 then 35. It's always been 25-35. Why are you trying to change it up? There we go. Right, now we can ready up. Nice court. Nice court. Thank you, Harris. Bro, are you... Whatever. Gaggles apparently put it to 50. Gaggles put it to the right percent. Everyone on ready. Oh my god, you messed up. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry, just ready up. We had a proper conversation about this, Gaggles, and you still somehow managed to muddle it up. Scythe ready up. This won't happen next time we have a sprint, I assure you.
Unless they decide to keep more secrets. I can promise you guys I didn't know about this either.
Yeah, I didn't realize Gaggles misclicked that badly. Yeah, better racing though. More racing.
Indeed.
Still much to unravel. When they tell us what's what the leak, now I understand why.
Can you not watch TikTok?
Right. The power of best. Why, Dale?
Imperial.
Yes.
We can hear that.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I was in the middle of I didn't realize you could hear it, but like literally, it was just a thing of I was in the middle of a conversation in a game when this all kicked off. So I was like, okay, we're loading in. I'll just finish the conversation really quickly so I can like go to the main menu because I've just been idling in the middle of the game for like an hour now.
Anyway, the reverse grid is here. Gaggles on reverse grid pole. Top 5 reversed. And we're green flag racing.
Wait,
Tentative
look,
start from the whole field.
Sunny, it's not raining.
Yeah. This is a tentative
Aren't you
start
guys
from the whole
happy that it's
field.
not raining?
Into turn 1 we go. 3 wide.
There's contact.
Somehow we're all relatively safely through. And in this mess, Quinn has taken the lead.
Quinn has managed to shoot into the lead.
Polius has gone backwards off the start. He's been overtaken from the man who started in second to last place. And almost the whole field's taken out there. Gaggles and someone else run off the track. And there was Dotty. We continue on. Fights throughout the whole field, and there's a spin from Dotty.
Oh.
Everyone's still managing to get safely through. Dotty
immediately jumping to blame Gaggles.
Yeah. Down the straight we go. Into the Ascari. Very wide moment there from Spirit. We see pit windows go medium, medium, hard, or medium hard, where you pit lap 13 to 20. Which I think that's what people will pick.
Until next time, my heartless friend.
Quinn takes the fastest lap. Of course he will. It's the first lap and he's leading. DRS is enabled. 2 DRS zones.
The big DRS.
As Joe is crashed out the race somehow. I think that's an optional retirement. He's not crashed, he's just retired.
I don't know if he can come back.
He's just retired.
Can he?
He's just retired. And there's contact. Luxie, Polius and Gaggles almost come to grief.
Interesting.
Dotty overtakes Scythe in this fight here. It's all coming to heads in this race now. They're fighting like it's the last lap.
I mean, it might be. If they all crash.
Yeah.
Never discount these things.
Oh, and there's a move on the inside of Ascari from Spirit, and he's through.
And he's... Ooh.
Not Ascari, sorry, Parabolica. Spirit gets an overtake on the inside of Parabolica. You don't normally see those where both get through, and Luxie's taking the lead.
Impressive.
And he does at the side. Goes James.
Oh,
there's a Constantina effect, and the Mercedes is spun out of contention.
Unfortunate for Spirit. Very unfortunate for Spirit.
We continue on, however. Spirit, I think, can still catch this up, as it's only the first couple of laps. He doesn't appear to have taken any major damage, and he's still running in the race. So I think he will be able to claw his way back up the field. See it here, the two Astons trying to get back in the lead. They've got a man who really wants to spoil their party in the lead, and there's contact. A very audacious lunge from Quinn results in a near double DNF from two people who are back on relatively icy terms as Gaggles just backs out and trying to dive down the inside. Dottie on the entry of the corner gets ahead of what's his name? Harris, as Gaggles overtakes Quinn, entering the main straight. To the back straight we go. The fights are still continuing on throughout the field. I think the best one we've got so far is Harris versus Dottie. Harris tried around the outside of the Curva Grande. Didn't pay off for him. Just settling in behind.
Around the outside, around the outside, around the outside.
As we see Quinn getting ahead of Gaggles with the DRS through the Ascari chicane. And the top two are very, very close now. Police's turn to try and dive down the inside, which he's going to try and do. He's not ahead yet. Does get blocked off by a man who is a near proven race winner in this league. As we go back to the fight for P3, Gaggles just getting on the inside of Quinn. So we see it here. The fights throughout the field are staying fruitful. Gonna have a great overtakes compilation coming from this weekend today, I feel. The whole field just trying to keep their nose in for the race. It's a long one here today. So we could see it here. Harris just dropping off the back of Dottie here, so Dottie's going to have a bit of a breather. I think this is strategic from both of them.
The Scythe overtakes,
and Scythe is spun.
The Scythe is backwards.
Yeah.
It's spun backwards and is just reversed into the wall. I believe is Scythe going to retire
he's trying to get back going again. He is out.
Yeah, okay.
Sure what has happened as Gaggles gets overtaken?
It looks like Spirit and Scythe made contact and it resulted in of some kind. I don't know if I only flicked back to them just as it happened, so I missed if
he got punted off
contact before.
So, but we see Quinn versus Gaggles again. Quinn on the inside of Gaggles. Two drivers which are actually using their surnames as their usernames. Gaggles is close enough. We continue on. The race continues. Lap 6 of 27. I was almost going to say 26 then, but hey ho, that's not the right thing.
Indeed.
We continue on. There's a yellow out for Spirit, who's had a moment somewhere. I think he just lost the rear and flicked it round. But there's a fight here. Quinn is now getting involved in the fight for the lead.
Ooh.
There's a four-car battle. I think I must have missed the moment where the top two were slowed down greatly by something. But now there's a fight for there's a top four fight for first. Try that saying 3 times fast. We continue on. Gaggles is going to go for a move on the inside of Quinn, as Polius is going to go on the inside of Luxy, and he just gets it stopped.
Whoa,
Quinn's back on the inside of Gaggles with a switchback. But Gaggles has
some
the inside.
intense racing.
Oh yeah, Gaggles is the inside for the Cover Grande. He's going to keep that position. They're still fighting. They're still within DRS. There's almost contact between.
They are going as hard as they can.
Oh yeah. You see it here, Spirit in the pit lane. I think this is strategical to get an early pit stop if there is a safety car. Could be going medium hard, which I think would be the better strategy for now, or medium hard soft if it were to come to that.
Maybe.
DRS is over.
Depends how many pit stops they'll end up having to make.
Yeah. Gaggles, I think, almost had a move on the inside there of Quinn. This is a very enthralling fight we have here at Monza.
Yes, this is, I think, the closest race we've had of the season.
So far, yeah, hotly contested. I mean, Jeddah was quite close, but it's Jeddah, of course it's going to be close.
Jeddah doesn't exactly allow for the opportunity to not be close, so...
And they're side by side again. Gaggles, Quinn and Gaggles. Briefly side by side. You can see the fans in the stands going absolutely ballistic for this thrilling fight.
May they fight with the vigor and strength of 100 men.
Yes. And hopefully none of them do something stupid. And I think the fight for the lead is now hotting up quite a bit more.
Let's hope none of them do something stupid. These are races. They race. Doing stupid things. I'm gonna be honest. You wouldn't be an F1 driver if you weren't at least a little stupid.
Yeah, everyone's a little stupid. You come to find that with me, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, we see it here. There could be a move boiling up in towards the Ascari. Maybe even the Parabolica to the outside. Goes Luxy. Quinn gets ahead of Gaggles through the Ascari. All sorts of stuff happening around this section of track.
Indeed.
We go to the helicopter cam for the fight for P1 as Gaggles retakes the position ahead of Quinn. As I've come to find my free button has become very sticky for some reason.
I didn't need to know that.
As in, it's refusing to press.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. I feel like that was an important clarification you had to make there.
I realised. Anyway, the lead remains, has gone to Luxy, and P3 has gone to James, so... Could we see a change in performance from Gaggles this season? Could we see a change in performance from the top this season? Gaggles tries to the side, he gets stopped by Quinn. A man on a good day, on a really good mission, Luxy just losing some time to Polius behind him. Polius is going to get the DRS. Gaggles is a wild slide out of Lesmo 2. Are we going to see a defense move? We're not going to see any type of moves. As I've disconnected.
Interesting.
I've disconnected from the lobby.
That is unfortunate.
That's the first time that's ever happened to me, so if I could please be sent an invite. Thank you, Dottie. I'll try to get through these menus as fast as I can. Please keep us updated, Imperial.
Well, I mean, there's not much going on. It looks like he might have... behind Polius, he might have... I think he has the DRS. He does have the DRS. Is he going to get him coming into the first corner? He looks like he's going around the outside for it, but he just doesn't... I don't think has the ability to push past him through the corner. But Luxy is right behind him. He is on his heels, snapping away, as Gaggles is also trying to overtake James. They're heading through a chicane now. I'm gonna be honest, I really do need to do better remembering what certain parts of the track are called.
It does help.
Unfortunately, I've not got a very good memory for names.
And we're back in the lobby, we're joining again.
Yes. I'm very useful as a second pair of eyes, but I'm not very good at mainly commentating.
It's
I must
alright.
say.
It's alright. People make mistakes. We're fine.
Oh, you put them in. You put them in. Where's the incident report channel?
Anyway, there's all sorts of moves being made throughout the field.
There should be an incident report channel somewhere.
Gaggles has just been overtaken by Quinn, just overtaken by Gaggles there, so that could be a crucial move. They're trying again as the lead changes again. So
Yes. Bing Magic.
Harris.
Is that Harris?
Harris, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had to double check.
First
Harris is hitting.
and score points.
Yeah. First for the league.
Yeah. Dottie's now got into the fight for third. We've got 3 cars all battling now. We're going to see it here. Possible. There has been a lead change. Change in position for the leaders. And we've got a fight continuing on around Ascari. Top 5 could get very nip and tuck here. It could get very all to play for.
Yes, indeed. Violence. There is violence.
All sorts. As police is in the pit lane. And so does James. They both come in. So could this be another flawless Aston Martin double? They're going to pray for a safety car at some point. James gets held up. You try and make that up with a 1.8 second. It's a very slow stop for James. We could see all sorts happen now, but all we know is the top 2 may be trying to undercut the field. Dottie gets ahead of Gaggles through the fourth and fifth corners. Through the Lesmos we go though, so Gaggles is getting a helping of DRS here to make an all-important move as he loses the rear. Gaggles keeping a lot of speed through Ascari.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be you're going to need to be keeping, that amount of speed if you.
We've had a spin from Spirit through the first section of track. As Gaggles dives down the inside through the Parabolica and comes into the pit lane, so Dottie is the only one that stays out. The top 5 as Gaggles gets a pit lane speed limit penalty.
Oh, not good.
Oh no, that's his race pretty much over unless there's a safety car.
That is unfortunate, especially considering how fast-paced and high-speed this race has been. With that penalty, I don't know if he's going to be able to catch back up again.
Yeah.
That is truly unfortunate.
I hope the stream isn't only showing Streamlabs. Maybe shut it. Let's try that.
What's up?
Don't worry. So we see a fight here between James and Gaggles. Could we see a possible move here in the future from Gaggles? This is for net podium places, don't forget. Polius takes the position ahead of Luxie. So Luxie gets overtaken by the man ahead of him, Polius, as Luxie comes into the pits. gets overtaken. Dottie loses 5 places there.
Yeah.
So we could see all sorts of things coming to fruition here. Top 2 are still engaged in major combat.
Indeed.
Do love some of the shots around this beautiful Circuit de Imola.
They are fighting hard.
I need to try to sort out stream windows because it's not working.
Well,
There we go. I fixed it. We're good. We're back. Issues fixed on stream. Quinn
that's good.
gets ahead of Gaggles. Polius takes the fastest lap.
Oh, not bad.
Whilst
James gets overtaken by Gaggles
Yeah.
on the main straight.
pivotal.
No doubt. That's the DRS coming into play, obviously.
Definitely.
How do we
Oh, and he's back through.
how do we feel? Ooh. How do we feel about the changes to DRS being made in the upcoming reg changes?
I think they're going to be brilliant for fights like this.
Oh yeah, like having the ability to activate a burst of DRS on command is I think going to make a lot of the non-DRS areas of the track a lot more interesting.
Oh yeah, we'd see Gaggles getting back ahead of Quinn. So these fights really remaining around for a long time. Dottie's now in to play with these fellas now. Dottie goes round the outside of Gaggles into the Ascari chicane. They're all still fairly close to each other. Dottie try to move down the inside of Parabolica. Gaggles loses the rear through Parabolica. James runs wide. All of that stuff happened in 3 corners.
Wow. I don't think we're going to see an Aston 1-2 this race. I think it's going to be
It depends how everything falls into place. Dottie gets
true. We do. But if things don't change, I don't believe we're going to see the Aston 1-2.
Dottie trying to keep Quinn behind him. It's proving quite difficult for these guys to keep the fight clean. Gaggles getting in the inside of Quinn. Crucial overtake. It's going to be a DRS fight between the two behind. And there's contact between the two fighting with DRS. Luxie gets back into the lead of the race after re-overtaking Polius.
They are fighting tooth and nail.
Mirror image fight between the two here. These two matching each other so well through the track. Luxie takes the fastest lap of the race. Miles gap from the nearest, pretty much miles gap from the nearer competitor.
Man.
I think all the fights on the track have died down a bit, apart from the one for the lead. Polius round the outside of Cova Grande. What an overtake!
Just getting ahead of Luxie.
The Spirit has had another spin. We continue on. A mega move around the outside of the of Cova Grande. It's giving Polius the lead back. DRS is going to come into play for both fights here. think Police will keep it for the rest of the lap. Spirit comes into the pit lane. Should be for a set of mediums. They lost about 10 laps here. Or another set of hards. Oh, they're close. James tried down the inside of Gaggles. Max and James fighting each other very well. These two know how to give each other respect. Their championship fight last season came to a head. But continue on.
Indeed.
And he dives down the inside, goes Quinn. He doesn't make it through. Maybe he does. It's going to be a possible around the outside of Curva Grande. I don't think he's going to do it. He backs out of it.
Just backing away.
And he dives down the inside, forcing Gaggles off the track. That's a controversial move. But this fight continues on, and all while this is happening, Dottie is able to just edge away, keep gaining a gap. Dottie's just trying to keep his head in the game for the podium. He needs a podium to prove he's not just a qualifying merchant. As there's a fight for the lead again. Polius has been overtaken by Luxie, and he dives down the inside to get head again, and he's forced Luxie off. And Luxie, I think that penalty will be removed just because of how that fell into place.
Yeah. And to be fair, we did say that any penalties 9 seconds or under the corner cut would be removed.
That is also true. Continuing around. Quinn and Gaggles are fighting fiercely. We cut to them. Gaggles goes off the track while fighting him. So these two really are not giving an inch.
They are fighting.
Oh yeah. This isn't even a battle anymore. This is a war. This is warfare right here. Quinn to the inside.
They are giving it all they've got.
Quinn, I think, just backs out of it for position's sakes. I think he wants to keep it clean rather than have any sort of incident. He's trying to dive down the inside. He takes to the pit lane. As we see a fight for the top two, there's a bash of wheels. A bit of mayhem. A bit more contact just for safe keeping, just for good old times. Luxie remains in the lead. Polius jumps over a curb. Quinn.
Me wonders if that pit stop from James is going to be crucial.
It might be if there is a safety car coming out. But we see it here, the fight continuing on, a rampant, audacious war, if you will.
War.
Pretty much. This is the.
I don't do a good Orc impression.
I know you don't. This is the fight on the track for now. This is one of the better fights we've had today.
Oh yeah, it's been a relatively clean main race.
Compared to the sprint, this is very clean.
Oh yeah.
Continuing around the track we go. Porsche currently running 5th with the American. But that's not what we're focused on now. It's this possible Possible lead change. Almost happens. Tries 2 dummy moves. Nothing happens with it. Luxie is aware of what Polius is like. These two will be continuing to fight as the laps tick down. The amount of laps we get will slowly get lower and lower until there is only the final lap. And if that does happen, then Lord knows.
Lord knows indeed.
So the penalty for P1 is being removed because it is a bit of a bad, not needed pen.
Yeah.
The fight getting even closer now. And I think the fight for P5 could be ramping up here in just a moment. Through the Parabolica they go. Just tab back to the fight. There's DRS enabled for Quinn. He could be trying to get fastest lap. Defense job going on. He gets through. Polius is now going to try get through on the car ahead like his teammate just overtook the V-car Porsche. He's got around 5 more laps to go, just over. He goes to the outside of turn 1. He's side by side. Just backs out. Maybe a switchback. I don't think so. But I think he has got a better exit out of the corner. So the run up to the chicane through the Curva Grande. As the fight for 5th is still going on. Harris fighting the championship contender.
Wow.
He might have the DRS, I'm not sure. I don't know who has the DRS there, but we'll see. He almost dives down the inside of Quinn. Just has to cede position for now. As the fight at the front end is continuing along. He continues along. They both continue along. Harris is being chanted on by his teammate. Sure he'll like to hear that. They're closer now than they were before. DRS wide open on the Aston. Will there be a possible move? I don't think so. If it is, it's going to be a very late move, which there isn't one. We continue along. They're pretty much pushing each other on willpower here. One to try and overtake and one to stay ahead.
Yeah.
Could this be Polius being denied of a 3rd victory in the season? A record-making victory today if he does get it from from Luxie. A record-making 5th win in the league.
Indeed. We could get something special here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this would also change around a bit the all-time points. Let me just have a quick look at these. So Polius would stay in in 2nd place no matter what, with the most amount of points. Quinn in 3rd, Deg was in 4th, Thermiter 5th, 6th. Yeah, so no changes there, but see pole positions. Still hold by Polius. Speaking of, he's going to try for a move. Him and Tame are
He's going
tied
for it.
on wins.
He be going. He be going for it.
He needs this podium and then 2 more to make another record. The man who can break the records that have been set by one before him.
It can be done.
You've seen it before. We continue. Lap 25 at 27. There's not many more overtakes to be done in this race that can be reasonably done as well, that don't cause any major issues to anyone else. I think we're going to have 2 more turn 1 overtake chances here. 2 to go now.
Yeah.
In this thrilling race so far. Polius dives to the inside, backs out of it. All of these moves he's trying to line up just aren't connecting properly.
It's the frustration of being right there.
But he's pushing. He's pushing. He gets blocked by Luxy. He almost dived around the outside through the chicane.
He was 0.066 seconds.
I know.
There.
That could have been quite bad.
That must be like a real punch to the gut.
I think that was.
Honestly.
He's going to get DRS now. He's very close. Closer than the previous laps. Could we try, see if he can get the move done? Down the inside. No, he's backing off slightly. I think he's trying to get DRS on the main straight to dive bomb turn 1 on the last lap. That would be sensational.
It would be indeed.
He has DRS. He's closing up.
Can it be done?
He's got the DRS open. They're on the final lap of racing. He's got the speed. He dives to the inside. Gets tapped by Luxy and gets the position into turn 1. Luxy dive bombs turn 1. Goes off the track.
Steal it back.
And he's back through.
The slowdown from cutting allows just for Polius to get it right back.
And he's got a bit more of a gap. And he cuts the chicane for good grief. The gap's almost at a second. The DRS will be given to Luxy, but it's going to have to be quite a lethal dosing, I feel, in order for anything to really come of it. So I think that move at turn 1 has just won Polius a record-making 5th ALR race.
And he had to fight for it. It was glorious.
It really, really was.
Honestly, I couldn't be prouder of him. He raced like his heart was afire.
Speaking of fire, the fans are going to be ecstatic. Polius makes the record for 5 wins.
Hell yeah.
First back-to-back winner of the season. The fighting is still continuing further down, I feel. Dottie.
A little bit of a shame for James.
Dottie gets a P3 finish. Then Gaggles to the line is going to be the man in 4th. Then we have a last lap retirement from Harris. Don't worry, Harris. You'll still be counted as 7th because unfortunately he didn't make the line, but he made it to the last lap. Unless somehow Spirit crashes.
Still, I mean, counting 7th is still points, yeah?
That's more points than the sprint.
Yep.
Apparently his car flipped out of nowhere.
Unfortunate, but, you know, you had a hell of a race. You did good.
Anyway, Spirit, the man who had very, very bad misfortunes this race the whole weekend, is going to bring home the first points for Audi, Mercedes, whatever you want to call them. He does it there, letting his wheel go, his car flies across the line. We've been here for
Not
well over
bad
an
at all.
hour.